Alrighty, recap for Monday. This might have been like the most fucking enraging day of price action ever. Actually, it's not Monday. It's Tuesday. See, I'm already all out of whack, man. Yeah, no, exactly. I stand by what I said. What do we get? We got a basically just a bearish con, and then in PM or not in PM, but then after the initial push lower, we reversed that and ran back up, and then we consolidated. Now, why was today so annoying? Well, first we sell off, then we get a continuation setup, right? Awesome, awesome. We get consecutive candle SMT at a 15-minute gap, and we break down here for a con at 10:08, looking nice. The stop's a little big, right? It's like 80 points. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this from the gap. Cool. Coolio. Get filled. Hello. 3 minutes later, we're at 1.8 R, and we go all the way to 1.9. We don't go to 2. Then we reverse and we break even because I went break even at the external. But that being said, annoying as fuck, right? Basically almost hit TP. Now, that's on the top step accounts. On the Lucid accounts, I was like, okay, let me not be a bitch. On the Lucid accounts, I'm gonna let it fly a little bit more. So I'm just gonna take this as it normally was. So on the Lucid accounts, the break even isn't quite as annoying because it's like actually like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? There were like 50 points of sell off missing there. Why did this trade end up break evening? Well, because we were shorting basically after the big move already happened. But with that being said, we've seen quite a lot in the past few days, especially that just because a big move has happened doesn't mean there is not more move to be happened. That's why these continuation trades, in my opinion, especially the ones where you get like a pretty advantageous break even opportunity to where it's like, you know, if it melts, thumbs up, TP. If it doesn't melt and you're just kind of right before the reversal, well, you're just going to break even. So, yeah, that was that. Which, you know, that was a little annoying. Then we move on to the next macro. We had just pushed higher. This was an hourly internal. Then we retrace in the 1050 macro heading into the 11 a.m. side of the macro, right? So we had formed this hourly internal that seemed to be a quite obvious draw on liquidity. We got consecutive candle here, and I was stalking this breaker, I guess, basically from, 11:05 on. And yeah, at 11:06, we trade above it and wick back down. Not quite enough, right? We don't get CSD. Then at 11:10, after 11:09, displaces toward the OB and the breaker. 11:10 is like, I'll take you to promised land. We get like a big displacement above, and we're chopping around here, kind of like up and down, but always like, changing the state is there. I'm ready to set my limits, and then we close inside. I do not know how the fuck we closed inside on this candle, but we did, and then we delivered. And it's like, okay, well, the close was at 11:12. Yeah, if this candle had just decided to not be a fucking humongous dickhead and just close and not leave this long ass wick, but give the change in the state, I would have been able to take this and bag 2R. But, middle finger to me. Anyway, other than that, we had another kind of consecutive candle SMT here in the 1250. I was looking for another con long. This one, again, had a nice break even to look for. The run into this external made a lot of sense. But here too, like no fill, and then like it would have break even anyway. But since it hit break even, I decided, let me not actually take this since it already hit break even. Then we have another one to place on top of all that. We had a higher time frame SMT still in a 15-minute gap here with YM all the time throughout this. Then we got this displacement at 158, right? We also had these relative equal highs up here that I kind of liked as a target, which again, I didn't actually need them to hit because this was what the position looked like. But as you can see, we initially don't get a fill. Why do I say initially? Because today was definitely a day of a few ticks. Because if we just edge higher here, not that kind of edging, but yes, 1.5 points shy off 2R here on this initial run higher, where if this had hit 2R, at least I could have canceled my limit because TP hit. And yeah, this way I kind of stick to my limit and then we get filled and get stopped. Now, why do I say I did have to stick to my limit? I didn't have to. You know, like no one was forcing me, but per my rules, like if the trade's valid, then the trade's valid even after we, you know, make a run and then retrace. So like I was already saying to myself, like, okay, I actually don't really like longing now that we already kind of had the move and it just wasn't quite enough. And, you know, it's like not the promiseful drawn liquidity that I always hope for. I've always wished for or some shit. Like, it wasn't like the best framework ever, but it was still, you know, decent enough. And yeah, just unfortunate, I guess. Again, it's like here it's a matter of a few points to get the close to take this trade and get a win. Here it's a matter of a few points to take, you know, hit TP. And here it's a matter of a few points to once again hit what would have been TP and, you know, bail me out of having to take the trade. So, yeah, that's how my day went. With a little bit of, you know, luck, this could have been +4. This way it's -1. But on the upside, it's not my fault. Because I executed the model as I'm supposed to. So, that's yay for me, I guess. Thumbs up. What else can I say? I went over my data, and the 150 macro is like by far the worst. Let me pull this up while I'm at it, right? Let me pull this up. On my other screen. So, you know. Well, I can go to backtesting data too. I guess that works. Let me see first backtesting data. Okay, the backtesting data is conflicting with reality. Okay. Yeah, but in my live trade statistics, which is now a data pool of 149 trades, it says here. So, you know, a little bit. For the 150 macro, we have a 37% win rate. And the other macros are 43, 55, 50, and 61. So it's like a good piece below the others. Also, the other macros have 44, 34, 32, and 34 trades in them. And the 150 macro has 8. So like, seems to be a slow macro. I think maybe what I have to do is do like some sort of price action. I don't even know how to explain it. Anyway, what I want to say is I might have to think about the 150 macro and being a little more careful of taking setups at that time. But yeah, that's the recap. Fucking thumbs up for following rules. I want to shoot in GTA, I want to shoot myself in the head. Not actually, but like very frustrating day here. Very annoying, but what are you gonna do, right? Shit happens, as they so say. So anyway, man, yay for sticking to my rules. Pat on the back by myself. Yippee, yay.